Are you looking for as much floor space as possible inside your travel trailer? Well, stick around, folks. We found some awesome floor plans with Murphy beds full of multifunctional space. Hey guys, Mike from RVBlogger here in front of the camera, and Susan's behind the camera. And if you've seen us before on YouTube, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time seeing us, welcome aboard. Susan and I travel all over the country visiting RV dealerships and RV shows to shoot our RV tours and bring them right to you in the comfort of your home. But if you want to learn even more about RVs, we invite you to join our fantastic private Facebook group called RV Camping for Newbies. But it's not just for newbies, it's for anybody interested in RV camping. So head on over to RV Camping for Newbies on Facebook and join in on all the fun. But today, without any further ado, let's get into our reviews of awesome travel trailers with Murphy beds. This travel trailer is the Keystone Springdale model number 1710MB. It's got an MSRP of $25,908. The UVW is 3,408 pounds. The cargo carry capacity is 982 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 4,390 pounds. The hitch weight is 390 pounds. It measures in at 20 feet, 11 inches long, and it can sleep 2 people. The gray tank capacity is 30 gallons, so is the black tank, and the freshwater capacity is 21 gallons. When you first walk into this travel trailer, on the right-hand side is where your sofa and bed are located. Then we wrap on around through the kitchen and dinette area, and behind me here is where the bathroom is located. Now, our first impression when we walked into this travel trailer is that it feels nice and roomy in here. Even though there are no slide outs in here at all, you have a good amount of floor space. And just looking around real quick, there's some unique features in here that would work for certain people that are looking for a travel trailer. Like, this will be a great couples camper, right? Because 2 people can sleep in here. There's nowhere else for anyone else to sleep. It's also a good beginning camper for somebody that's brand new to RVing because it's small, it's lightweight, there's no slides to deal with. So it's got a lot of good things going for it, but it's also got some really neat features that we're going to talk about as we work our way through the video. But starting on the right-hand side here, this is where your sofa and Murphy bed are all set up in here. Now, the sofa area is just this nice little couch right here, and this little middle section sort of pops on out. I'm grabbing the wrong part. I'm grabbing the whole sofa back, but it's got a couple of small cup holders in here for you as well. Or you can just leave that in the up position and enjoy it as a couch. It's in a great position because the TV mounts straight ahead, and we'll take a look at that as we get further into the tour, but it's in the perfect position for that. Now, it doesn't recline. There are no recliners that come out or any of that sort of stuff, but that's because this sofa actually has to sort of transform when you go to make this into a bed, which I'll show you that in just a second too. But you've got all this cabinet space built in around here. And then on each end, you've got a wardrobe cabinet that has a bar at the top so you can hang your garments in there. This top section is open, and if you just put a piece of cargo netting in here, or maybe even a couple of bungee cord type straps across here, it will hold your things in place while you're rolling down the road. And then we take a look at this bed. Let's check this out. So you pull the back of the sofa forward, and then it's got these little legs underneath. And these babies just pop right up and into place. This one is not popping back out. There we go. And then that folds and rolls down, and then you just pull your mattress out. Now, this mattress is really unusual because it's got like 2 folds in it, one here and one here, so that you can make a square, make the mattress fold away so it's kind of out of your way while you're driving down the road, and the sofa's in position. But so I'm not really sure how comfortable this would be sleeping on it. I know when I lay on here, and I gotta say the comfort rating on this is just kind of I got this line across my back, which is not comfortable. The line down here below my knees really isn't affecting me much at all, but the break in the mattress up here under my back just does not work. So let's get a quick measurement on this bed and see what we're dealing with here. The mattress size on here is about 78 inches long, so that's great. It's nice and long. and the width on it is 60 inches. So this is a good size mattress in here. A residential queen size would be 60 inches by 80. This is 60 inches by 78, so pretty darn close. Plus you have room at the end of the bed for your feet to hang over if you need to, or if you like that. Now on each side of the bed there is an outlet available, and on the other side over there, there are also a couple of USB ports that are available as well. There are no like reading lights or anything under here, or night lights that are available. And so if it was my RV or our RV, we would just buy a couple of puck lights and mount them under here ourselves, and you can just turn them on and off right at the location. I'd also probably mount one underneath of each of the cabinets so that it shines down onto the end table, and then you have that area well lit up as well. It's a few dollars to buy them on Amazon. We have them in our RV, and I'll show you some other places in our rig where we use them in this tour as well. On the nightstands, there is a drawer in each of the nightstands that pulls out, and then below that, it's open underneath so you can kick your shoes under there and store them away. Now, even though I don't find this to be the most comfortable mattress in the world, there is a good solution to it. And it's not to go buy another trifold mattress. It's to probably replace this with an air mattress. And we do that quite a bit in our Class A RV. When the grandkids come, we throw an air mattress on the floor. They love it. They'll sleep on there. I've slept on there. Susan slept on there with them too. And so I would either inflate an air mattress and put it on top of the one that's here, or just get rid of this mattress altogether and only use an air mattress. Now I know it's a bit of a hassle to have to blow it up every night, but at least you'll be more comfortable while you're sleeping. Now, just past the sofa and the bed area, we start to move into the kitchen. But before we do that, I want to show you the air conditioner location here. This is actually a wall-mounted air conditioner. And so instead of having one on the roof that costs around $1,200 or $1,300 to install, this camper is much more value-oriented, and so they went with a wall-mount air conditioner in here. These are just a couple $100. The good news with it is, if your air conditioner ever fails for some reason or breaks, it's pretty inexpensive to just go buy another wall-mounted unit and put it in place. And it'll do a perfectly fine job of cooling a trailer this size, no problem at all. So it's a great feature to have, I think, especially for a beginner camper or somebody that's not looking to spend a lot of money on a camper. It's a great compromise, and it'll do the job for you 100%. Now, right below that, we have an emergency window here. These emergency windows, they're operational too when they have this little tab that sticks across them, like this little red tab here. So you can push the window out, and it'll hold in position for you, and at least you can get a nice cross breeze between here and the doorway. So that's a very nice feature in here as well. Now, starting up top, I know we're missing a cabinet door here. The dealer, this is a brand new unit, but even though it's brand new, the dealer noticed that this cabinet door was broken, so they removed it, and they know they have to replace it. But otherwise, it would just have two cabinet doors, just like this here. And as you can see, this is a really large storage cabinet up here. Susan and I use clear plastic bins for storing almost all of our items in cabinets. Keeps them from moving all around, and it also keeps our stuff organized. And we can see through the clear totes, so we can grab what we want the first time. Below that, we've got a kitchen sink in here. It's a little bit small in my opinion. It's not very deep. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it does have a gooseneck faucet overhead here, so you'll be able to wash your dishes in there. And then we have a propane burner stove here, and they actually did put the burners front to back instead of side to side, which does give you a little bit more countertop space as well. Down below that, we've got a couple of drawers here for all of your kitchen utensils. And then there's even more storage, and plenty of it, underneath of the kitchen sink. And then to round out the kitchen area, we have a nice big storage area up top here. It goes all the way back, so it's about 2 feet deep up here. And then you've got your microwave oven, and then your refrigerator here. It's got a little spot up top for some ice trays. That would not be enough ice for us for the weekend. We like to drink some cocktails, and we like ice in our drinks and stuff. So I would recommend in a small trailer like this, just go ahead and get a countertop ice maker. We used to have one, and it was fantastic. It would keep us full of ice all weekend long. I actually wrote an article about the 5 best countertop ice makers, and we'll throw a link in the show notes below if you're interested in checking that out, so you can get one for your RV. Next to that though, we have a really nice big pantry cabinet here. Now you could use this for pantry or anything else you want to store in here as well. But I will say this, the doors open and they hit this knob right here. And there's a couple of doors throughout every camper that sort of bump into things. And what we've noticed is in some of the Brinkleys that we've looked at, they put little clear cabinet bumps on things to make sure they don't bump into each other. So like on your cabinet doors here, you know, this one's going to hit this cabinet. So you could get one of those round, clear plastic bumps and just stick them right here on the side of this cabinet. And then when the door opens, you don't have to worry about denting or scratching any of your wood surfaces. You could put, you know, something on the back of this door, so if it hits the doorknob, it won't, you know, the doorknob won't dent the wood door and things like that. So it's a nice little tip to have available for your RV. It just makes life more convenient and keeps your RV in better shape. Another really quick tip is in your pantry cabinet, you can install the puck lights in here as well, just like we mentioned over top of the bed, because in your pantry, especially at night, it'll be dark in here and it's kind of deep to go back into your pantry. And so you could do a couple of puck lights that mount up here that are motion sensor activated, and anytime you open the door or reach in to get something, your lights will come on. We use puck lights in our pantry in our Class A. It just makes life a little easier. Now, the biggest feature in this particular travel trailer is this enormous amount of countertop space in here. You don't see a lot of countertop space in many RVs anymore, but what they did is they got rid of the dinette in here, and instead of having a dinette, they put this big countertop in, which I really love. It comes with a couple of stools, and it's got this gigantic window overhead. So you can sit here, enjoy a meal, look out onto the campsite of your campsite, so you can see your fire ring and picnic table and all that stuff right outside. So it'll be a nice view for you. And with all this countertop space, I mean, you could set up your coffee maker and toaster or blender over here, or your ice making machine if you need that. You have plenty of room for all that. But if you even need more countertop space, check this out. It's got this cool extra countertop space right here. Now this countertop can come out this direction, or you can move it around to anywhere you would prefer. Like you might not want it right here because it sort of blocks the bathroom door from opening. No problem. Not a problem. You just slide it right on down. Get your stools out of the way. Slide it right on down, and you could put it on this end if you prefer and move your stools over here. And now you can sit here and enjoy a meal, and you've got all this extra countertop space. So man, kudos to these guys for doing a very good job with the design. Now all this is using your imagination, and you can buy all these parts and pieces right off of any good cabinet retailer's website. It's just parts and pieces that are used to make kitchens in residential homes, and then they have expanded that design for RVs. So it's really just the hardware that makes this work so well, and they've done a really great job with it. Now underneath of here as well, I'll slide this back out of the way, but there's another storage area under here as well. So it's got a couple of open shelves and then even an open top here. So you can store things under here as well. And I think they're just trying to really just make the most of every inch of storage space that they can in here. Now, next to your countertop space, you've got an outlet on each end of the counter, which is tremendous. So you can put anything on here that you want and plug it in. You've also got a couple of USB ports here as well. So if you're here and you need to charge in your phone, or you know, you're working on your computer and you need to plug it in to recharge it, everything is right here for that. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this is where your TV mounts on the wall as well, and it is in perfect position to be able to watch TV from the couch or while you're laying in bed at night. But also if you're sitting here at your dinette table, you know, and you want to have a little TV on, maybe catch up on the news or whatever, you can be sitting here eating a meal and your TV's right here. So it really works in this camper. It's in a very good location. Now here we are all the way in the back of this trailer, and we're in the bathroom, and I'm standing in the shower like I usually do, but this trailer runs, or this bathroom runs from side to side all the way in the back here. So it feels really big. It's a big bathroom back here. So let's get some measurements and see what we're working with. First of all, your height measurement in here is going to be up into the skylight. We've got 6 feet 4 inches of headroom. The headroom throughout the entire camper is about 6 feet 6 inches. So, you know, between the bed being almost 80 inches long and then the good ceiling heights in here, this would be a good camper maybe for some of you taller folks as well. Now, the other dimensions in the shower are, this is about, I call it 23 inches deep. And then the width on here is 36 inches wide. So decent sized shower. It's not huge, but it's certainly adequate. And if you were in here taking a shower, I'm 5'11", I weigh about 190. So if you're close to my size, this is what you would look like in here. Not a lot of room side to side. I have to say it's a little tight, but that's okay. I mean, that's pretty normal for a camper shower. It's got a little detachable wand here. They've got some soap, they've got some shelves in each of the corners for your soap and shampoo. And then this camper would come with a shower curtain. Again, it's a lower priced camper. It's not going to have, glass doors and all that stuff in here. But you can always buy a retractable shower door and add that yourself in here. It's a piece of cake to install. You can buy them online, a couple $100. I'll put a link in the notes down below if you're looking for one. And that's easy to install. Then you don't have to deal with a curtain blowing in and out on you, or worrying about the curtain not staying in the shower and going over the edge and then water dripping out on the floor. So the retractable shower doors, in my opinion, are a really nice feature. Now Susan's standing in the shower and I'm on the other side of the bathroom, so you can get a good feel for how big this bathroom is. Now, starting up here on the top, they do have just a mirror screwed in on the wall. I would probably take this out and I would buy a medicine cabinet at Home Depot or Lowe's and just install that here instead. Then you can put away all of your personal items inside your medicine cabinet. Of course, it would have a mirror door so you can see yourself while you're getting ready in the morning. We have a really nice big countertop area here around your vanity sink. Lots of room. You also have an electrical outlet here so you can plug in a blow dryer or anything else that you might need. And then down below your sink, there's actually plenty of storage under there. Now, there's not many towel bars or any of that stuff in here. There's just one little towel hook. But you can buy, the 3M towel bars that just sort of get glued to the wall. Or we have a really great towel rack in our rig that's very space saving, and that could mount on the wall here or over here, and it sort of opens up off the wall, and so we can hang our sets of towels and washcloths, and we can hang them out to air dry when we need them to, or we can fold it in along the wall to save space when we need to. So I'll stick a link for that in the notes below if you're interested in that stuff. But that's the kind of stuff that we recommend you do when you buy your camper. Just do some little things to make it more convenient for yourself. Now here I am sitting on the throne inside of this camper, and as you can see, we've got plenty of room side to side. Even with the door shut in here, I still have plenty of room. And of course, we're going to pass the elbow test with flying colors. Now here we are outside of this camper, and all the way at the front, underneath of half of the bed that's in here, there's a nice big storage area underneath. It goes all the way through, and the door opens on the other side also, so you have a nice big pass-through storage area. This travel trailer is the Grand Design Transcend ONE, model number 151RB. It has an MSRP of $28,141, which you should never pay, by the way. The UVW on this model is 3,600 pounds. The cargo carry capacity is 820 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 4,420 pounds. The hitch weight is just 490 pounds. It measures in at 19 feet, 8 inches long, and it can sleep up to 4 people. And the black, the gray, and the freshwater tank capacities are all 37 gallons. When you first walk into this travel trailer, on the right-hand side is where your Murphy bed and sofa are located. Then we wrap on around through the kitchen and dinette area, and behind me is the bathroom. So our first impression when we walk in this travel trailer is that it looks fantastic. Grand Design always does a very nice job with their travel trailers and the designs of them, and I like the cabinetry and the colors in here as well. Also, this unit doesn't have any slide outs, and so If you're traveling down the road and you want to stop and have lunch or use the bathroom, nothing's going to get in your way from being able to do that. But for a small camper, I think it's really great. It's got everything that you need in here. Now, starting up front, we have the Murphy bed area and the sofa here. All around the Murphy bed, you've got all this beautiful cabinetry. On each end, you've got a mirrored cabinet door. Now, on this end, instead of being a wardrobe closet, they have shelves built into here and a little bit of open storage underneath. On the other end of the bed, that's where the wardrobe cabinet is, so you can hang your garments up there. And of course, there's open storage below that cabinet as well. You also have this nice area up top here with open storage, and I like the way they added this second strip of wood here. It will hold things in place from falling out of here. The couch itself, you know, it's really pretty comfy, and it's in a good location if you want to watch TV, because the TV location is straight ahead from here, and we'll take a look at that when we're taking a look at the dinette area. So if it was me and I was going to use this camper, and it would just probably be Susan and I in here, I could see us using the table that comes with this. It's mounted right underneath of the sofa. You can pull out your table and set it up right here. And now you can use this as your dinette, so you have a better view of the TV, just in case you want to catch the news or something while you're having a meal. Now, the middle of this also flips down, and there's a couple of cup holders here that you could use. So that's nice and convenient while you're relaxing. And then, of course, on each end, you know, you've got your end tables here, which are available to use also. Now, to use the Murphy bed, it's really pretty simple. The back of this couch just unrolls, and you just need to put your little legs down, and they just clip right on in place. And then lower this down to the floor. And then there's just a little like D-ring here that you just pop up. And then this platform folds right down on top of the sofa. And then your mattress is a tri-fold mattress, so that would just fold right out of here as well. And then we end up with a pretty good sized bed here. Let's see how big it is real quick. This thing is, I'm going to call it 80 inches and 60 inches wide. So this is a residential queen size bed that they have in here. And thanks to the fact that it's a Murphy bed, you can get a bed this large in here. Now, this is also known as a north-south facing bed. Has nothing to do with whether it really faces north or south. It's just that it goes from the front of the trailer towards the back. An east-west bed would be the other way. The big advantage of this type of bed is that each partner can get out on their own side of the bed, and then in that way not affect their partner while they're sleeping. Now, there's also a light underneath of this top shelf. You can turn that on and off right at the location, so you can use that as a reading light. And then there's some cubbies behind both of these large, I would say wardrobe style cabinets, but larger cabinets on the sides. And you've got electrical outlets and USB ports there as well. So if you need to plug any electronic devices in, you can certainly do that too. There's also an outlet and USB ports out in front of the wardrobe cabinet. So if you were sitting on your couch and the bed was in the up position, you could use those outlets to charge things while you're sitting on your couch. There's also a nice window on that side of the RV, and so that being across from the doorway here, if you have your screen door closed, could give you some nice airflow and ventilation throughout the camper. A couple other nice things to note about the sofa location here. On each end of the end table, the cabinet door does open up, and so you can access some storage under there. And then underneath of the sofa itself, they put these two drawers in down at the bottom. Now, this drawer has a couple of dog bowls in there, and then the other side is just a cabinet that folds down, and you can stow some things under there as well. Now, here we are at the kitchen area here, and this is known as an inline kitchen. Everything is in a line. It's a very, very efficient use of space. And I love the fact that they have all of this countertop space here. But I also have a recommendation on how to make this even bigger, so we'll see what you guys think about that as we work our way through the tour. Now, starting up top here, you have this really large cabinet up here with a fixed shelf in the middle, but that's great. You can stow lots of things away up here. And then you've got your microwave oven here. Good size for this size trailer. It's got a little bit of open storage up above here, so you can throw some things up there too. I don't know what you'd throw up there. I know what Susan said we should do, but I want to hear from our viewers. What would you store up in this little space? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, underneath of the microwave, you have this little paper towel holder, but man, I don't know. I've never seen a roll of paper towels like this short before, but whoop, they think of everything in here. And so now you can put your paper towels here, and then you can put it into stow mode, because really when you're riding down the road, you don't want to leave your paper towels here. They will unroll while you're bouncing down the road. We've had it happen before in our Class C RV. So you just pull your paper towels off of here and throw them in a cabinet somewhere. Also, we've got a ton of cabinet space with an outlet right above. And then I love the fact that they did a 2-burner range, but the burners go front to back instead of side to side. The controls for the burners are in the front, not on the side, and this really helps to maximize all the countertop space that you have in here. Next to your stove, you have a nice sink that's here. It's a little on the small side, but it's a perfect size for this size trailer, and it's got a nice high gooseneck faucet, so you can easily wash your dishes and everything. There's no receptacle on this side of the cabinet, but you don't really need one there. Of course, you've got more storage underneath of your sink. And then you've got some full extension drawers here, even a larger drawer front, but not a larger drawer. It fooled me. It's really kind of funny the way they did that, but it looks good on the outside. And then you've got a bit of a spice rack here. And then they even put a spot for a trash can. Very impressive for a smaller travel trailer to find a cabinet just for your trash can. I really like that a lot. And then we have a small mini fridge in here, and it's got a little spot up top for maybe a couple of ice trays or a few frozen items. Now, if this was my trailer and I was redesigning it, you guys know I love my countertop space, but I might be willing to forego some countertop area and put a bigger fridge in here and then have your microwave above the fridge. And you would still have some countertop space here beside your range, but I feel like a bigger refrigerator in here might be a great idea. But if you're just using this for weekend adventures and things like that, you're not really going out for, you know, more than a week, this would be a fine setup. You could certainly get away with this fridge, bring an extra cooler with you, keep it outside with all your drinks and stuff in it. You know, we see a lot of folks do that when they're out camping too. So you got a couple different ways you can do things. But let us know in the comments down below, how would you like to see this set up? Do you want a bigger fridge, or do you like all the countertop space? And if you have an idea different from mine, let's hear it. We love to read your comments and learn what everybody's thinking. And really, we've seen some pretty cool ideas come up in the comments. Now we're at the dinette area here. And above the dinette, of course, you have another really large cabinet here with a built-in shelf in the middle. So plenty of storage. And then, of course, you've got your nice big dinette window here. Now, the great thing about this dinette is that it's on the camp side of this trailer. And so when you look out your window, well, you can either see a parking lot full of RVs, or if you're at your campsite, you know, you'll be taking a look at your fire ring and your maybe your picnic table and all your chairs and stuff that you have set up out there. So I like it when the dinettes are on the campsite of the trailer. Now, this dinette's a good size. 4 people could sit here pretty comfortably and enjoy a meal, but the reality of this camper is it's probably more of a couples camper than anything else. It's not really made for a family of 4, because the 2 folks can sleep on the Murphy bed. You might get 1 person, maybe 2 little kiddos on the dinette. So it could be a good starter camper, and then when your kids get bigger, you'll have to buy something bigger because they will need more space than this to sleep. And I'll show you how big this dinette is. If you were to convert it into a bed, you would end up with about, we'll call it like 62 inches. And then the width on this is going to be about 40 inches wide. So again, you know, one kid would be able to sleep on there if you converted it over to the dinette. Now, below the dinette benches, this back bench here does have some storage under it. About half of the bench is used and available for storage. The other dinette bench has a bunch of stuff underneath, so you can't use that area for storage. I also want to note there's no outlet or anything over here near the dinette for you to be able to plug into. So if you're sitting here working at your dinette, messing around on your computer, doing trip planning, whatever, there's not really any place to plug in over here. You might have to run an extension cord or something over to the countertop area. Now behind me here is where your TV is going to be mounted on this wall. And just like I mentioned earlier in the video, I think if you're sitting on the couch, kind of where Susan's standing now, and you're enjoying a meal with your table in front of you there, then this TV is in a great location for you to be able to do that. Also, it's in a great spot if you're laying in bed at night and you want to watch TV before you drift off to sleep. Now here we are all the way in the back of the trailer, and we're in the bathroom, and this bathroom runs from side to side in the trailer, so it's a pretty good sized bathroom. I'm standing here in the shower like I usually do, and you guys know that I'm 5'11" and I weigh about $190, and I fit in this shower stall pretty well. Let's get some measurements while I'm in here. Now this one, instead of having a skylight overhead, it's just where the fan opening is, and they are using that as the skylight area to get some extra head height if you need it while you're in here. So from the shower base into the fan area, you have 6 feet 4 inches. From the shower base just to the ceiling, it's 6 feet even, and the ceiling height throughout the entire RV is coming in at 6 feet 6 inches. So pretty good amount of height in here. If you're a taller person, I mean, between the residential queen bed, the taller ceiling in here, and then you do have some room in your shower, this may be a good choice for you. Now the shower surround is very nice. It's got this plastic surround on 3 sides. It's really great because it does help keep the water in here, and it's got 4 little shelves here in the corners for your soap and shampoo. Very basic spray nozzle for your shower head, and then of course it does come with a little shower curtain. And if you guys have seen any of our videos, you know I don't like shower curtains. I prefer to see the retractable shower door. So maybe someday Grand Design will begin installing those too, because they do read the comments in our videos because they want to hear from all of our viewers about what you think. So mention things that you like and don't like about all the rigs that we review. Not only the manufacturers read them, but other viewers read the comments, and we can all learn and help each other to make better decisions. Now it's kind of dark in this camper. We're in the middle of a parking lot, and there's no lights or no windows in the bathroom. We just have the skylight overhead. So Susan has the light on her phone, so just trying to get a little extra light in here on me. But anyway, the vanity area here is very nice. They've just got a regular mirror mounted on the wall here. I wish this had a medicine cabinet, but if you bought this camper, I would just take the mirror off, buy a medicine cabinet at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, and install it on the wall there, and then you've got your mirror, and behind it you have a place to stow all of your personal items. The vanity sink is a good size, and the countertop area around it is very nice. The faucet itself does swivel from side to side, so that's a nice feature to have too. And then there's also an outlet here in case you need to plug in a blow dryer or your shaver or anything. Then underneath the sink, we have some storage under behind the door and some open storage on the side as well. And then we've also got this cabinet here on my left, which has lots of open storage here for you, and a little towel rack as well. Here I am sitting on the commode in here, and as you can see, we are going to pass the elbow test on both sides. Now here we are outside of this travel trailer, and at the very, very front, underneath of the bed inside, you do have this nice pass-through storage area. There's a door on both sides of the trailer, so you can easily access all of your camping gear. This travel trailer is the LIV 211BHS, and LIV stands for Lightweight Innovative Vehicle. The MSRP on this model is just $35,750, but you should never ever pay MSRP. The unloaded vehicle weight is 3,250 pounds. The cargo carry capacity is 930 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 4,180 pounds. The hitch weight is 320 pounds. It measures in at 23 feet even, and it can sleep up to 6 people. The gray tank capacity is 30 gallons. The black tank is also 30 gallons, and the freshwater tank also holds 30 gallons. When you first walk into this travel trailer, on the right-hand side is where your living room and bedroom are located. Then we wrap on around through the dinette and kitchen area. Behind me on my right is the bunk bed location, and on my left is a full bathroom. Now, our first impression when we walked into this travel trailer was that it does feel pretty nice and big in here. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one is because we have a Murphy bed. So instead of the bed sticking out into the room full time, it does fold up and out of the way. So it does create more space in here. And this trailer also has a slide out that the dinette fits in, and so this bumps out about 32 inches. So it does create quite a bit more floor space in here. So it just feels like there's plenty of room to walk around and move inside of here. And that's pretty important in this kind of a trailer, because this is a more of a family style trailer, right? You've got two folks that can sleep here in the bed, and then you've got a couple of bunks, and then even the dinette can form another bed. So if you have a small family and you're camping away, you know, you want to have plenty of room inside. But starting here at the front of this trailer, this is where your Murphy bed and sofa location are. So you've got a nice comfy sofa to be able to relax and chill out while you're sitting here. It's even got these little fold down spots on the side that you could put a cup in. I feel like they're a bit redundant because you do have a cup holder here on each side of the furniture anyway, and you really don't even need them, but they're there if you do. But it's a nice comfy couch, and you know, feels pretty good sitting here. Now the couch itself is just a regular old jackknife style couch. So all you do is kind of lift from the front and then push down the back a little bit, and that folds right out. And then this allows us to lower the Murphy bed down. Now the TV here is right close to the bed. So when I pull this D-ring and we lower this down, we just need to be really careful we don't hit the TV. And we have, I would say, 1 inch of room, so it's not terrible. It's not that close, but close enough. And then your mattress pulls right out. Now this is a really good size mattress that's in here. Let's get a measurement on here real quick. In this direction we have 75 inches, and in the other direction we have 71 inches. So you could consider this really a short king size bed in here. So it's a very, very good size, and for you folks that want a lot of room, this is a really great choice to make. And with the Murphy bed set up, it does keep it up and out of the way. Now on the right hand side here, this is where the TV mounts. We just talked about that. So if you want to lay in bed and watch TV at night, this is the perfect location for that. There's also a receptacle here so you can plug any electronics in. And then they have an indoor-outdoor speaker that mounts here and recharges in this location, but you could listen to it here or take it outside with you or on any road trips that you're on as well. And then there's a cubby down here just for your TV controls and what have you. And like I mentioned, there's also a cup holder on each side of the bed, so you could actually finagle the mattress either way and make the head of the bed whichever side you want. On this end of the bed, when we pull the mattress out of the way, you can see there's another cup holder here and also another receptacle. So if that was the head of the bed, you'd have those conveniences there as well. And that's probably what you do because you want to lay in bed and watch TV at night, so it kind of makes sense. That would be the head of the bed. And there's even another option for what might be the head of the bed, and that's to make this the head of the bed up here, you know, and you just lay this way and go to sleep. So you can do it any way you want. It's very versatile, and they have, you know, all the electronics and everything that you need spaced out. So you can lay whatever direction that you want, and it really works out very, very well. The one thing that's missing here is storage for your clothes. And so you'd probably be living out of your duffel bag or something like that while you're camping here. They just don't have any cabinets up front for you to store your clothes away. So that is one minor thing that you'd have to deal with. Now here we are at the dinette, which I mentioned earlier in the video is in a slide out over here. So it does create a lot of room in here, and the dinette itself is really very comfortable. You could probably get 5 people in this dinette. Which doesn't happen very often. Now you'd have to squish in there pretty good to get 5 in here, but I would say 4 could sit in here pretty comfortably. Now starting from the top up here, we do have these 3 cabinet doors that open up, and so this is open all the way across, and so you can store quite a bit of stuff up there. Down below that we have a nice sized dinette window that opens up, and then of course you have your screen shade down below and your privacy shade up top. There's also a couple of lights here that turn on and off at location here in the dinette. The dinette booth itself also has some storage with it, and under each side we have these drawers that pull out. Now the drawer itself is very, very deep. It's like the full length of the booth. So I wish they used some hardware that allowed these drawers to come out a little bit further, but at least you do have all that storage space here. And in fact, you can access the storage from 2 ways. You can either open the drawer like this and pull it out, but if you need to get something way in the back, I would just pull these cushions out, and then you can just lift up the seat, and now you have full access to the drawer. The other side is exactly the same way, and so this is an easier way to reach things in the back of the drawer. Now, while I have this panel out, one of the features about these LIV trailers is that they have no wood in them whatsoever, which is just an outstanding feature. And so many of our viewers want us to show trailers that don't have wood in them, so they don't have to worry about them rotting over time. So what they use is a thermoplastic composite, which is this material right here. And it's about 1.25 inches thick, I would say. It's got this honeycombing built into it. And so that creates a nice insulating barrier. But this is also extremely strong and durable. Like, you can't bend it. They've driven tractor trailers over these things. It won't break it. So it's very, very durable material. And this is the same material that is used on all the exterior walls and the roof and the floors and everything. So it's really a terrific type of material to use because no water is going to bother this at all. Another nice feature with it is it's all double bonded, and so it's very less likely to have roof leaks above. So that's another great feature with these LIV trailers. Now, the dinette itself will also break down and convert into another bed in here, like I mentioned a little bit earlier as well. Whoops, I got that the wrong way. There we go. And if we did that, you would end up with a bed in here. And it's about, gosh, that's about 71 inches. And then side to side, you're looking at about 45 inches. That's a pretty good size bed. You know, 2 kids could sleep there, and average size adult or 2 could sleep here as well. So very, very nicely done. Now, if this slide out was in the in position, it comes in about 32 inches. So 32 inches from here brings you right about here. Right, so if we came in 32 inches, you know, you'd be able to get your refrigerator door open, so you could access things in there. You can easily get into the freezer, but getting to your bathroom, I think, would be a challenge. So for you guys that like to know about that info when the slide's in, there you go. Now, here we are across from the dinette at the kitchen location, and starting from the top and working our way down, you've got a nice storage compartment up top here. Underneath of that, we have our hood fan, which has a fan and a light, and then there's another light under here as well that's kind of over your kitchen sink. You've got this nice large window here, and again, the screen comes up for daytime use, and then you have your privacy screen if you need that as well. And then they've got, you know, this backsplash material here that goes all the way around the window, and it covers even part of your cabinet here. I wish they extended it out a little further because I splash a lot of water around when I'm doing the dishes. I'm sure Susan could attest to that. In fact, I'm really not even allowed to do the dishes anymore. It's kind of a thing. But anyway, we'll get to that stuff later. But I do like that they do the side splash because any water that gets on this cabinet is only going to damage it, and so the side splash helps to keep it all safe. The sink here is a decent size, and it's got a nice gooseneck faucet overhead, and then it does have a 2-burner Dometic range in here. This is a propane cooktop. Again, I'm going to point out that I wish that they did the burners front to back instead of side to side, and that would give you a little bit of extra countertop space in here. But as it is, you'd have to just close your range lid, stovetop lid, and then this becomes countertop space. Another thing you could do, they haven't done it, but you could also add an extend-a-top here and add yourself your own little countertop that would come out and give you even more room. While we're here though, there is an electrical receptacle on the side, so if you want to set up a coffee pot or toaster here, boom, that's where you can plug it in. Then we've got a microwave oven here right below the cooktop. And we've asked this question before in our videos. How many of you guys like or don't like this microwave location? Let us know in the comments down below. We would love to hear your thoughts on that. It definitely has its pluses or minuses to it. So when you leave your vote about whether you like it or not, please say why you like it or not. We love to hear all the reasoning behind things because that helps us learn too. We like to hear things from other people's points of view, because we can't see everything from everybody's point of view. We just see it from our own. So we'd like to learn from you as well, and others read the comments and they'll learn too. Now down below the microwave oven, they have a fireplace in here. So it's a nice little added effect. This fireplace does blow some heat out. So if you want to go camping in the shoulder seasons and it's a chilly fall evening or something like that, you can turn on your fireplace, enjoy the ambiance, but it will also heat up your camper for you. So that's a great feature to have. We love our fireplace inside of our RV, that's for sure. Now the refrigerator here is a very, very good size. You have a very large freezer up top, great size refrigerator down below. These are all Dometic appliances. So if you ever have any issues anywhere across the country, it's pretty easy to get these appliances serviced. And so that's why they use this particular brand, just because it's so widely used across the country. Now here we are beyond the kitchen area at the bunk bed location, and these bunks are not quite double wide, but they're like 1.5 times as wide as normal bunks. So your kiddos back here will have plenty of room for sleeping. And we look for basically 4 major components when we look at bunk beds. Number one, we like to see them have their own window, their own light, their own electrical receptacle, and their own USB port. Both of these bunks satisfy 3 out of 4 of those requirements, and so I think they're really terrific in that regard. Now the top bunk here definitely has its own window and light. It doesn't have a USB, but it does have an electrical receptacle, and you can just put a USB converter into your electrical receptacle and plug your USB cord into that. So it really works as both. So that's why we give these bunks a good grade for sure. The size of them, let's take a look at that, is 72 inches. And then the width on this is about 44. So really, really great size bunks. They don't have a weight rating on here anywhere, so I'll try to find that from the manufacturer and we'll post it as a graphic in the video. But I mean, the fact that you can stand on the roof of these and they can hold up to 1,500 pounds of weight, and the ceiling is the same exact material that's used to build the bunk platforms, and so I would guess these can hold a lot of weight, but we'll find out for sure, and you'll see it in the video as a graphic. Below that, the bottom bunk also has 3 out of 4 of the things we look for: a window, a light, and an electrical receptacle. So any kids that are sleeping here at night are going to be well prepared. Now here we are in the full bathroom back here next to the bunk beds, also in the back of the trailer. And I'm standing in the shower like I usually do. Let's get a quick overhead measurement here. Now, the skylight itself isn't really centered over the shower. It's kind of more towards the front of the bathroom. And so, yeah, you taller guys are going to be skewing over this way a little bit. Your height up into the skylight, though, is 6 feet 5 inches. And the ceiling height throughout the entire rig is 6 feet 7 inches. So, you know, for some of you taller folks, this one may actually work out to be a good camper for you. The depth of the shower is about 23 inches, and the width on it is 40 inches. So very good size shower. I'm 5'11", just so you guys know, so you can see how I can sort of stand in here and fit in here. Now, if the shower curtain was on a straight rod, it would be kind of hitting the side of me, but it's on this bar that extends out into the bathroom, so it will keep the shower curtain out and away from me while I'm taking a shower in here, which is a great feature. It's got a basic shower head design in here that's removable, so you can easily wash yourself. Now, there are no corner soap dishes or anything like that in here, and so I would just recommend getting a shower soap dispenser. We have one in our RV, and we also have the same one in our house at home in Maryland. It just mounts right on the wall. It's got 4 different kinds of soaps or shampoos you can put in there. It's great. You just push the button and the soap comes out. It's out of the way, and it's very, very efficient. So I'd throw one of those in here and we'd be good to go. If you needed other storage options in here, you can buy those little mesh storage things and mount those on the wall, and then you could also store, I don't know, maybe a scrubber brush or whatever other things you like to keep inside your shower. Now, the shower bar itself also can come into the shower as well as going out of the shower. And so if you have bathing suits or things like that that you need to drip dry, boom, here you go. You just hang them up in here and they're inside the shower. So that's a really great feature as well. So now Susan's standing in the shower and I'm on the other side of the bathroom. And this is where the vanity is located, and you've also got a mirror up top here and a towel bar here as well. Now, there's not a lot of storage space in the bathroom per se. The only real storage spot is this open storage space right here. So if it were me, I would probably remove this mirror, put a nice big medicine cabinet in here, and then I'd have all that storage for all my personal items. You might even want to install another cabinet, maybe up high over top of the commode, and create a little bit of more storage for yourself in here as well. I think a lot of folks are afraid to drill or screw into their RV because they might hurt it. And as long as you're careful about it and you pay attention to where you're doing things, you're not going to hurt your RV. It's okay to add a medicine cabinet or an extra cabinet here and there in your RV if you'd like to. We've done it in ours, and it's no big deal at all. But the vanity here, you know, it's a decent sized vanity sink, and you do have some countertop space. There is a receptacle on the side here, so if you do need to plug in a hair dryer or something like that, you'd certainly be able to do that. Finally, here I am sitting on the toilet in the bathroom. I'm going to pass the elbow test on both sides because this bathroom is nice and large. Now here we are outside of the RV, and it's got an outdoor kitchen, which is really phenomenal. It's got this nice flat top griddle right here that just plugs right into your propane system, so it's very, very convenient. It also has a little spot here for your little grease trap. One thing I really like about it is you don't have to take the top off and flip it upside down to be able to put your grill away. You can just leave it as is, and it all fits and goes right back into place. And then it's got a small, you know, compact little mini fridge out here with a little spot for an ice tray up top. But this is great if you want to keep some sodas or waters outside. It's just nice and convenient to not have to run inside to use that fridge all the time. A couple other things to note: you do have some space above your cooktop that you can use, and there's also a light and an electrical receptacle out here. So if you want to get your margarita machine rolling, I'll be dropping by to check it out. Also, you'll note underneath of the Murphy bed, there is this huge pass-through storage area here, which gives you a lot of space to stow away chairs and grills and all that fun stuff. And then there's also another storage compartment on the outside of the dinette slide out for even more storage capacity. Hey guys, let us know which one of these travel trailers you like the most and why in the comments down below. We would love to hear all of your thoughts on these amazing travel trailers, both good thoughts or things you might like to change about them. We want to hear it all from you. And if you want to see even more travel trailers with Murphy beds, just click the box down below, and Susan and I will see you in the next video.